Hey there folks, it's me TheTacticalBrit, and I think it's safe to say Modern Warfare has been killing it recently. Now, whilst the game hasn't always been in the most wonderful place when it initially launched and had loads and loads of places and complaints from the main community that supported the game, or at least a good section of Call of Duty players, the game is really turning into something truly special, and in fact, something that I feel should be supported beyond just 2020. Modern Warfare, for those of you who don't know, there will be another game this year in 2020. We don't know by which developer, we don't know what it's going to be, whether it'll be like a Black Ops edition, whether it'll be a new franchise, we don't know. It's still going to be Call of Duty, but there is going to be a new one. And that's something I highly disagree with, considering how well this game is doing, and considering how much has been offered. Now, the Season 1 pass added loads of new cosmetics, some new weapons, new maps, new game modes, and more or less everything you'd possibly want to expect from being a Call of Duty fan. Season 2 has come along now, and, well, it just keeps getting better. They've added a brand new ground war map, they've added a brand new map, they've added Rust, they've added some variants of game modes, they've added brand new weapons, they've added more cosmetics, and by the looks of things, it looks like we're about to see a brand new Battle Royale mode come into Modern Warfare, which I'm gonna be honest with you, is gonna be a lot of the focus of this video, because it's something that I am so excited about, and something that I think Modern Warfare might actually be doing better than anybody else if they release this Battle Royale sometime soon. But just on a general basis, I felt like this was something worth talking about, and Modern Warfare's approach to things, because it should be the standard for video game industry. I think Modern Warfare as a AAA title has brought about a live service and content update schedule that is satisfying a number of its players, and whilst Modern Warfare certainly isn't my favourite game in the world, I do enjoy the game, but you know, it's not something I play religiously. I would love to see it set up and the way it's working in so many other titles that I do play, like Battlefield. But let's talk specifically about this Battle Royale, because I feel like this is arguably just like the icing on top of the cake. You know, even if this entire season released without a Battle Royale edition, it would still be a fantastic season, and Modern Warfare really should be proud of the amount of content that they're producing and just how happy they're keeping their community. But it seems as though there is going to be a Battle Royale based on the clip that was introduced in the game, and also it looks like this Battle Royale might even have some kind of lore backstory to it. So in the clip, it has Ghost saying that, you know, the people that they're after are killing each other for some unknown reason. There is also a plane which has players diving out of it, and there is also a green gas effect in the background, which is circling in on enemy players. And all the players are fighting each other on this little plane. And by plane, I mean plane of land. There's also some terminal-style planes and terminal-style spaces in the map, and it looks as though this game is going to be utilizing a lot of the assets already existing in most of the maps around it. You can see that the new ground war map features an abandoned plane yard, and that this new Battle Royale map certainly has something of a plane variety, and you can just tell by the color palette, some of the textures and everything in between, that a lot of this has been brought together by the rest of the game, and that's absolutely not a bad thing at all. Battlefield 5, for example, even though its Royale wasn't the most raging success in the world, was one of the most fantastic looking Royale maps, purely because it just utilized what it did best within its own game already. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see the same here in Modern Warfare. Now, in terms of Modern Warfare, well, what are we going to see for a Battle Royale? What significant changes are we going to see for a game that is doing so well as a tactical shooter already? Now, I think it's safe to say that Blackout was a relative success in terms of Modern Warfare's eyes. It did okay. It wasn't the most incredible Royale in the world, but at the same time, it did really well, and lots of people did really enjoy it. I personally wasn't one of them, which is why Modern Warfare's one excites me so much, because it's going to be utilizing the core mechanics of Modern Warfare in the Royale. So that's, you know, the reloading and shooting, that's the peeking corners, that's the peeking doors, the ability to do things like hot swap reloads and stuff, and just in general, you know, the punchiness and feeling of Modern Warfare as a shooter, and its high TTK will be a part of this new Royale experience. Now, I do expect some changes. Naturally, there probably is going to be helmets and body plates, which means that although this will be a high TTK experience, it's certainly not going to be as high as the base game in Modern Warfare Warfare. I imagine we'll see level 1 to 3 or 4 or so of various different armors, which will mean various different things. But with a decent enough ballistic system and things like face shots instead of headshots, any kind of TTK that Modern Warfare produces for a Royale game, in my opinion, is going to be a good experience, especially one that operates on a first-person shooter across multiple platforms. There's so much room here for a really great experience across all 3 platforms, sharing the same Royale experiences with, you know, all this high caliber weaponry. It does look as though there may even be IFVs in the game. That's something we're going to have to look into. IFVs, in terms of infantry fighting vehicles on ground war, not something I'm a huge fan of, but if they can do something similar to what Battlefield did with like vehicle breakouts and stuff, and incentivize, you know, these conflicts on the point, that would be something I'd be interested in seeing. But for the most part, it looks as though this is going to be a Modern Warfare Royale experience, which is exactly what you'd expect from the base game in a Royale format, which is quite exciting to see as far as I'm concerned. I think people who are enjoying the gunplay and atmosphere and feeling this game is providing are going to be really excited to see that in a Royale format. But again, all of this kind of begs the question, well, why exactly are they releasing another game this year? There seemingly seems to be no justification for any of it. The game is doing incredibly well. They've got plenty of content planned out, and I'm sure they've got plenty of content planned for the future too, so it kind of seems a bit excessive to release another game. And in fact, if anything, I feel like they'll be disappointing a large proportion of Modern Warfare fans, which has been their most successful game in recent history. And if they do go down that route, I'm sure it'll probably have some kind of backlash if the next game doesn't live up to expectations, which realistically, considering how well this game has done, it probably won't. I would expect to see the new Modern Warfare entire Battle Royale system release very soon. You don't have an update this large, you don't have, you know, a patch so big and so many videos and sponsored content surrounding it if you didn't have a plan on releasing it sometime soon. I'm sure it's going to be a huge hit, and in fact, to be honest with you, they don't really even need to advertise a Modern Warfare Battle Royale. It would practically sell itself to those who already have the game, and for those who haven't got the game, I mean, it kind of makes it a no-brainer, really. You know, you get a good modern military shooter combined with a Royale experience, so it's something for everybody to consider, even if you're not huge on a base-to-base shooter format. Anywho, folks, that's it from me today, the Tactical Brit. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you again soon in another video.